All right, so in order to enter an invoice, you want to go to sales and then click on invoices. And so as you can see, they'll allow you to upload a logo. They're going to let you choose a template and pick your color. So that way you can kind of customize your invoice and create a unique look for your invoice for your company. All right. So let's go to Looks Great, Get Started. I'm skipping the customization part, but if you want to, you can definitely upload your logo. Now here you're going to add a customer. And then you can put in this customer's email here as well. And once you submit the invoice, if they have an email, then the invoice will go straight to their email. But I'm going to leave this blank for now. Okay. Now, I do recommend that you enter all the information that you have on the customer, including the billing information here. If you're shipping anything, you can enter that here. And then you can also assign them an account number, as well as if they have a fax number, enter it, mobile, etc. Okay. I'm just going to click save. You can number your invoice. And I usually don't like to start if this is your first invoice, I don't like to start with 1. I like to, if it is my very first invoice, I'll still do a 1-0, just so that way the customer doesn't automatically know that they're my very first customer that I'm invoicing. Okay. And I'm not sure what POSO number is. I believe that's purchase order or shipping order, but I'm not sure. All right. And then you just put the invoice date, which it will be today's date. Then you can put the due date. It can either be on receipt, which is today, or you can be net 15 or net 30. Okay. Now, if you want the invoice, let's say you want the invoice to go out on the 1st, but you're just working on it today. Notice how if you put net 30, it automatically changed with when the invoice date. Okay. All right, now enter the items that you did. Regular service is the details. You came one time, and let's just say you charge $125 per visit. Okay. Now, if you came twice, you'll just change the quantity to 2 times. And there you go. Now, let's just say that you did also an initial clean, which was a deep clean. So let's just put, and you did that one time, and let's just say you charge $250 for that one. All right. And so that invoice is going to be $500. Now, if you notice right here, you can edit income account. So you can go down to product sales, AdSense revenue, or just sales. So this is going to fall under sales. Okay. Check this one. This is sales also. So leave that the way it is. Then we're going to click save and continue. Now, if the person already made the payment, you can also click the arrow and go to save and record payment. All right. But for this, we're going to click save and continue. All right. Now here they're asking you if you want to set up ways for the customer to pay online. OK, so they can pay with a credit card. Once you email this invoice to them, they can just click on the actual email and it'll be a link in the email and they can just pay with a credit card or a bank account. OK, we're going to click sounds great. I'm ready. And then as you can see, online payments on. OK. And then they're just letting you know the fees for what they're charging for the online payments. There's a 1% fee for bank payments, 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction for credit card payments. Now, if you don't want to accept online payments for these invoices, you can just turn it off. All right. Now you see approved draft or edit draft. They're showing you that your invoice is just a draft right now. So if you want to go ahead and improve it, you finish with the invoice and you finish creating it, click approve draft. Now they're asking if you want to send the invoice. So we're going to click send invoice. And then you just put the customer's email here. If the customer's email was entered when you first created the customer, it wouldn't ask you for it here. Okay, then you can enter a custom message here. I'm going to exit out since it's just an example. Skip sending. All right, and also you would skip sending too. Let's just say you print your invoices and leave them at your customer's location. You can skip send invoice as well. All right. And let's just say that you were in person trying to collect the payment from a customer. Wave has an app as well for your phone. So you can click charge card on your phone app and you can enter the customer payment information here. Okay, whether you had a tablet or a phone. All right, but we're going to X this out for now. And then let's just say that they sent you a check. Okay, or you picked up a check from the customer location when you went in. You go to record payment, put the payment date. So let's just say we got the payment on today and they paid $500. They gave you cash. And so here you can decide where you want this payment to go. So if they gave you cash on hand, which means that you just have it, whether it's in your possession, whether you have it sitting at your office, etc., you put cash on hand, or you can create a new account. And so in the chart of accounts, since we forgot to add our bank account information, we can add it here, okay? And so if you go to assets, cash and bank, so you will go under this section in cash and bank and click add new account. So you notice it took us back to our chart of accounts, and we'll just say, and then we'll just click save on that. Now we'll X this out. Once we enter that, go back here, and notice it's still not showing just yet. So what we're going to have to do is cancel this, refresh the screen, and now we can go to record payment. And you'll notice the account now is showing. Let's just say they gave you cash when you were on the premises of the customer. And then when you left straight from the customer, you went straight to the bank and deposited this money, okay? And then we'll just say payment method was cash. Any memos or notes, we don't need any. Click submit. And then you can send a receipt via email. You notice they generated a pre-populated message for you, or you can edit it if you want to. Put in the person's email here. And you can also copy yourself on the email, all right? But you can X that out. And notice down when you come down, it shows that the amount due is 0. Your invoice has been paid in full. It shows the date that it was paid. And then here's a copy of what your invoice looked like when you sent it to the customer or printed it out, okay? And now you can either create another invoice, you can duplicate that invoice, or you can make it a recurring invoice, so that way you can send this same invoice every single month on a scheduled date, okay? So if you want the same invoice with the same exact charges to be sent every month on the 1st, you can set that up by clicking make recurring, okay? Now if we go back to our dashboard, you'll notice that we now have income. All right, so it shows that we have a $500 income for inflow of cash, okay? You see it's blue. And every time you record transactions, you'll notice your account starting to change, okay? You'll notice your cash flow chart here will start to change as you enter transactions. And you can just keep scrolling down to see other reports as well. But we'll get to reports in a minute. Now let's go back to the invoice section for a minute and click on all invoices. Now notice here they're giving you a overview of your invoices, okay? So notice you have 0 due, 0 coming within 30 days. And then notice that the average time to get paid is negative 24 days, okay? Because this invoice was actually due on March the 3rd, but we received the payment today. So therefore, you're getting paid ahead of time, all right? Now let's just go click on this for a minute. Click on paid. And let's just remove the payment and I'll show you something. So we'll go to remove payment. And you'll see amount due is $500. All right. Now let's go back to the dashboard with the invoice not paid. And now notice your cash flow income is 0. Okay. Because you haven't received that money yet. So you've created the invoice. You have a customer, but it's not recorded yet. Therefore, it's not reflecting on your cash flow statement yet. All right. All right. Now let's go over how to enter different transactions.